Very good morning to you. Objective Geology, multiple choice questions with answers. This is the solved question paper of UPSC Civil Services Prelims 1994 question paper. And I hope this solved question paper is useful for various competitive exams like CSR, NET, GATE, GSI and other competitive exams. Welcome to set 1. Coming to the first question. In advanced stage of migmatization, when the Paleosome and Neosome can no longer be identified separately, the resulting texture is called A. Nebulitic, B. Stromatic, C. Magmatitic, D. Schilleran. The correct option goes as D. Schilleran. In the advanced stage of migmatization, this is often referred to as diatexis. When the Paleosome, that is unmelted host rock, and Neosome, that is newly formed melt or leucosome and residuum, are no longer easily identified separately, then the resulting texture is called, or it is often described as Schilleran. So D. Schilleran is the correct option. Next question. The appearance of cordierite in regionally metamorphosed rocks is controlled by A. FeO by MgO of the rock, B. Al2O3 by MgO ratio of the rock, C. Al2O by FeO ratio of the rock, and D. Fe2O3 content of the rock. The correct option goes as B. Al2O3 by MgO ratio of the rock. The appearance of cordierite in regionally metamorphosed rocks is heavily controlled by Al2O3 by MgO and FeO ratio in addition to pressure temperature conditions. It typically forms in magnesium and aluminum rich silica saturated pelitic rocks undergoing low to medium pressure and high temperature metamorphism. So the appearance of cordierite in regionally metamorphosed rocks is controlled by Al2O3 by MgO ratio of the rock. B is the correct option. Next question. According to Kelvin, the age of the earth is A. 20 to 40 million years, B. 500 million years, C. 1000 million years, and D. 4500 million years. The correct option goes as A. 20 to 40 million years. According to Lord Kelvin, age of the earth was estimated to be between 20 million and 400 million years in 1862. By 1897, he narrowed his estimate to more than 20 and less than 40 million years old, stating that it was likely much closer to 20 than 40. So according to Kelvin, the age of the earth is 20 to 40 million years. A is the correct option. Next question. In Bikini and other similar atolls of the Pacific Ocean, the moho lies at a depth of A. 40 kilometers, B. 30 kilometers, C. 20 kilometers, and D. 12 kilometers. The correct option goes as D. 12 kilometers. Based on seismic refraction studies conducted in 1950, the moho or mohorovisic discontinuity in the vicinity of Bikini and other Pacific atolls is generally found at a depth of around 10 to 13 kilometers below the sea level. Next question. Which one of the following mineral is used to manufacture special or sorrel cement? The options are A. Gypsum, B. Kyanite, C. Magnesite, and D. Mica. The correct option goes as C. Magnesite. Magnesite mineral is used to manufacture sorrel cement. C is the correct option. Next question. The Earth's crust is thickest at A. New Delhi, B. Dhaka, C. Islamabad, and D. Kathmandu. The correct option goes as D. Kathmandu. Kathmandu lies within Himalayan region and therefore it is located above a region of extremely thick continental crust. The crust is thickest, that is often 70 to 80 kilometers or more, beneath major mountain systems, particularly the Himalayas and the Tibetan Plateau, due to the collision of the Indian and Eurasian plates. So the earth crust is thickest at the Kathmandu. Next question. Match list 1 with list 2 and select the correct answer using the codes given below. The list 1 means it consists of Deccan Traps India, Siberia Russia, Colombia and Snake River USA and Lake Superior. List 2, the ages are given like geologic age like Miocene to recent, Upper Cretaceous to Paleocene, Early Jurassic and Precambrian. The choices are A. A2, B3, C1 and D4, B. A2, B1, C3 and D4, C. A1, B3, C4 and D2, D. A1, B4, C3 and D2. The correct option goes as B, that is Deccan Traps India. They belongs to age like Upper Cretaceous to Paleocene, and Siberia, Russia belongs to Miocene to recent, and Columbia and Snake River, USA, they belongs to early Jurassic, and Lake Superior belongs to Precambrian. So B is the correct option. Next question. Consider the following statements about island arcs. 1. They have their convex sides directed towards the ocean. B. They form a line of active or recently extinct volcanoes. 3. They coincide with a belt of positive gravity anomalies. 4. Deep focus earthquakes occur beneath the continental side of the island arcs. Of these statements, A. 2, 3 and 4 are correct. B. 1, 2 and 3 are correct. C. 1, 2 and 4 are correct. And D. 1, 3 and 4 are correct. The correct option goes as C. That is 1, 2 and 4 are correct. That means they have their convex sides directed towards the ocean, and they form a line of active or recently extinct volcanoes, and deep focus earthquakes occur beneath the continental side of the island arcs. Next question. Consider the following shoreline features. 1. Stacks. 2. Bays and headlands. 3. Sea arches. The correct sequence in which these features are formed by marine erosion is A. 132, B. 231, C. 213, and D. 123. The correct option goes as B, that is 2, 3 and 1. So bays and headlands followed by sea arches followed by stacks. This is the correct sequence of the features, shoreline features which are formed by marine erosion. So B is the correct option. Next question. Which of the following drainage patterns is characterized by tributaries flowing parallel to the mainstream? A. Dendritic, B. Trellis, C. Both dendritic and trellis, and D. Radial. The correct option goes as B. Trellis. Trellis drainage pattern is characterized by primary tributaries that flow roughly parallel to the mainstream and the ridgelines, with smaller, shorter, and subsequent tributaries joining the mainstream at nearly right angles. Next question. Which of the following are fluvial cycle characteristic of mature stage? One, maximum possible relief. Two, well integrated drainage. Three, broad stream divides. Select the correct answer using the codes given below. The codes are A. 1, 2 and 3, B. 1 and 2, C. 2 and 3, D. 1 and 3. The correct option goes as B. 1 and 2. So maximum possible relief and well integrated drainage are characteristic of mature stage of a fluvial cycle. Next question. Some viscous lavas, when poured out from mushroom-like features in the crater, these are called A. Plug domes, B. Cumulodomes, C. Cinder cones, and D. Dike-like ridges. The correct option goes as B. Cumulodomes. Viscous acidic lavas such as dacite or rhyolite that are too thick to flow away from the vent often pile up around it to form steep-sided mounds or domes in the crater. These features are commonly known as lava domes, volcanic domes, or cumulodomes. So, viscous lavas, when poured out from mushroom-like features in the crater, are called cumulodomes. B is the correct option. Next question. Humps are A. Residual hills in the aeolian terrain. B. Residual hills in a karst terrain. C. Hillocks of residual soil. And D. Monadnocks in an alluvial terrain. Humps are residual hills in the karst terrain. Humps, these are sometimes spelled hum, are isolated, steep-sided residual hills found in karst terrain. They are the remnants of soluble rock, usually limestone or dolomite, that have survived the dissolution and erosion processes that lowered the surrounding landscape, typically appearing in the old stage of the karst cycle. So humps are the residual hills in the karst terrain. B is the correct option. Next question. If a stream is actively incising its valley and also eroding it laterally, thereby shifting its meander belt liberally, then which one of the following types of features will be formed in due course? A. Paved terraces, B. Non-paved terraces, C. Incised meanders, and D. Alluvial fans. The correct option goes as C, incised meanders. A stream that is actively incising its valley, that is down cutting, while also actively eroding laterally, that is widening, and shifting its meander belt produces incised meanders. C is the correct option. Next question. Supratenaneous fold is a structure which is formed by A, compression in the upper layers of the crust, B, gravitational sliding of the Earth's surface, C, magmatic intrusion, and D, differential compaction of sediments laid over an uneven surface. The correct option goes as a D, differential compaction of sediments laid over an uneven surface. A supratenaneous fold for compaction fold is formed by differential compaction of sediments over or of uneven or irregular underlying basement surface, and these folds are characterized by thinning of beds at the crust and thickening in the trough, often developing over buried hills, reefs, or fault blocks. So, supratenaneous fold is a structure which is formed by differential compaction of sediments laid over an uneven surface. D is the correct option. Next question. Which one of the following sets of features is likely to be produced during in contemporaneous deformation process? A, strain slip cleavage, non-conformity, graded bedding. B, slump balls, overturned current bedding, flame structures. C, cut and fill structure, disconformity and ripple marks. D, truss, flute cast and slaty cleavage. So the correct option goes as a B. Slump balls, overturned current bedding and flame structures are formed during in contemporaneous deformation process. Next question. Beds show folds with axial plane schistosity striking north-northeast, south-southwest and vertical. The schistosity contains a mineral lineation which parallel to the strike of the schistosity. The intersection lineation and the schistosity varies in orientation in all possible manner. This means that there is A, superposed folding, B, heterogeneous shear on the schistosity, C, flattening on the schistosity, and D, tangential longitudinal stratum. The correct option goes as B, heterogeneous shear on schistosity. Next question. Consider the following statements. In the case of salt dapirs or salt domes, the movement upwards the salt may be influenced by 1. Fracturing and faulting of the cover. B. Yielding of the cover and the flow of the salt. 3. Variation of density between the cover and salt. And 4. Solid flowage under the influence of gravitational forces. Of these statements, A. 1, 2 and 3 are correct. B. 2 and 3 and 4 are correct. C. 1, 3 and 4 are correct. And D. 1, 2 and 4 are correct. The correct option goes as C. 1, 3 and 4 are correct. That means in the case of salt dapirs or salt domes, the movement upwards the salt may be influenced by fracturing and faulting of the cover and variation of density between the cover and the salt and solid flowage under the influence of gravitational forces. Next question. The common gangue minerals to be associated with chromite deposits would include A. Quartz microcline, B. Oligoclase orthoclase, C. Biotite orthoclase, and D. Olivine serpentine. The correct option goes as D. Olivine serpentine. The common gangue minerals associated with the chromite deposits prominently include olivine and its alteration product serpentine. Next question. The main host rock of ledging mineralization at Java, Rajasthan is A. Phyllite of Aravalli group, B. Dolomite of Delhi group, C. Dolomite of Aravalli group, and D. Amphibolites of Band and Isaac complex. The correct option goes as C. Dolomite of Aravalli group. The main host rock of ledging, that is galena sphalerite mineralization at the Jawar mines in Rajasthan, India is Paleoproterozoic dolomite. These deposits are situated within the Aravalli supergroup where the mineralization occurs as strata-bound, vein and disseminated ores and often associated with smaller amounts of quartzite and phyllite. So the main host rock of ledging mineralization at Java, Rajasthan is dolomite of Aravalli group. Next is tips to prepare for competitive exam. Basing on the request of a number of students or candidates, so I have prepared tips to prepare for the competitive exam. So number first is go through the entire syllabus. So for suppose if you are preparing for CSR exam or ONGC or UPSC exam, first the primary requisite is everybody do. That is very important. This is the go through the entire syllabus. In this, you should have a glance at each chapter or a paper or unit. So what constitutes that chapter? So that means what are the important things in that one? So you should have a complete glance, because remembering the words in that each and every chapter, it plays a very crucial role and it covers the entire syllabus. And you have to make the priorities. That means the priority chapters according to the marks. Suppose if you have specified chapters like if you do mineralogy, academic geology, petrology, they constitute more marks, and you have to make or read the priority chapters. Another important thing, or the next step, is you have to make a schedule, or how you have to plan the schedule. So for this, you should have either, suppose if you have a long-term goal, that means if you are writing an exam within a year or more than that, and you have ample time, so the schedule, it may vary like that. So you should have a long-term goal. And if you are preparing for a exam within a 3 months, that is, you should have a short-term goal. That means if you are going to finish the syllabus within the 3 months or more than that, then you have to plan the schedule accordingly. Suppose if you are going to write an exam within a month, so these are the very short-term goals. Suppose if you are you have to prepare for the weekly plan or day-to-day plan. So because days constitutes of weeks, very important. Every day reading is very essential, and every day repeating the syllabus or the thing what you have covered is very important. So for this important thing which plays a very focused on reading is important, that is hourly reading. So what is this hourly reading? Because most of the people think that they have huge syllabus, they can't complete within that time. But if you have plan, it is possible. So hourly reading means you have to divide the each hour into 4 time chunks. This is I'm giving an example. You can make accordingly. Suppose if you are making an hour into 4 time chunks or 3 time chunks or 2 time chunks is as per your ease. So like that you have to divide each hour. So 4 15-minute chunks, it constitute an hour. Okay. And meanwhile, you can take a break like 5 or 2 minutes like that, and you can finish. Suppose within a 15 minutes time, you can reach like 4 chapters or 4 units or anything, whichever easy. So like that, you have to divide each hour into 4 time chunks. And another important thing is the revise the syllabus. The syllabus revision is very important. This syllabus, how much you have to read and then revise. So for this, suppose if you are writing the exam within an year, then you can have the number of revisions like 2 or 3. So suppose if you are writing the exam within a 3 months, then you can have a 1 or 2 revisions. So like that. So but this is very important. Repeat. So most of the people, students, what they do is they read more and they forget more as well. So the thing is, whatever you read daily, so you have to revise that accordingly. So suppose if you have reading this much of syllabus at the day, the next morning you have to revise, or you have to take a book and take a notes, and then you have to write what the topics, difficult points, you have to memorize that one. So this will help in remembering the things. So there is no shortcut, but here only the thing is very important thing is you have to revise the syllabus and you have to repeat that process. And another important step is practice previous year's question papers. So this is very important. How many question papers you have solved, and you can make a time unit, and then you can measure your time, or like that you can practice, or you can learn and then practice. So how many years of question papers, suppose 20 or 30, you can solve that. There are a number of books are there, so that you can plan accordingly. And you have to practice the previous year question paper. For each exam, now books are available. Suppose if it's a CSR or ONGC or GATE exam or GSI. So like that, you have to prepare the previous year question papers. What is the pattern and how many marks? Is there any negative marking? Is there any assertion reading type, assertion reasoning is there? Like that, you have to read, and then you have to make out the points accordingly, like formula based, or then theoretical points, or any solving problems are there. So like that. And another important step, the next step is measure your goals. So why this plays an important role? Because As the syllabus is huge, people will desperate very easily. That means I have covered this much is left over, this much is have not studied, I'm feeling nervous, like that the feelings may come. But the thing is, if you measure your goals, means how much you have covered exactly, and what are the things which are not covered, so that you can write it on a paper or notebook, so that you can plan for the things which are not covered, or if they are not that much important, you can omit like that. So this measure your goals, it will give you a confidence, and so that your attitude may change, and you will have that whatever the thing I have prepared very well. So like that type of attitude or behavioral action is very important for any exam. So you should have faith, and then these are the different four or five steps which are very essential to prepare for any competitive exam. In the next video, I'll make some more tips so that you can secure more marks, and this may be helpful to you. So thank you for your time. Hope you have followed the content and the questions. See you in the next video. Hope you can explore geosciences and subscribe.